Good evening, team. Good evening, our guests. Welcome to our tonight's meeting. I want to first appreciate each one of you for finding time to be here with us. We don't take it for granted. We will be having an exciting session for the next less than an hour, or around that. I'll be taking the first session, and then I'll be inviting a special guest author from South Africa to share his success story, just to show our guests that it is possible to move from where you are to where you want to be. So Dr. Kariuki Josphat is my name, married to Piero Sterotich. And between us, we are blessed with 4 children. Before this opportunity that we've done for the last 13 years, my wife was a high school teacher teaching physics and mathematics with the government. And I was a full-time lecturer in the university teaching computer science. And while we were doing those jobs, and we thought that was our destination, we started feeling for sure we had more potential within ourselves, within our hearts. We started feeling that we needed something that we could do to change our lives. And this was July, a month like this, 2010, when we learned about this opportunity that we want to share with us. So are you working somewhere, but you want to boost your income? You are welcome. Are you very busy in your place of work that you don't have time for yourself and you want time freedom? This is your opportunity. Are you looking for something that you can do? Perhaps you are not employed or you are tired of employment. This is your opportunity. So that is it. I'll be perhaps in between sharing some experience that I've enjoyed for the last 13 years. But fast forward, today I'm no longer an employee. I was able to become my own boss 8 years ago. At a very early age. My wife resigned, retired, fired her boss. Only 7 months of being in this business. So that's the potential of this business. And we are our own bosses, yet we've achieved tremendous financial freedom, living the life that we always dreamt of. But the only thing that now we are left to achieve is to help you achieve your dreams. Allow me to share my screen so that we can move together very fast. And I hope you can see my screen. If you are able to see my screen, you can always confirm over the text. Also on video, you can nod affirmatively. All right. So this is the Superstars team hosting this meeting, the International Superstars team that we started in 2010. And our mission is very simple. We want to help individuals to build their own business. So it's not an employment. You're building your own business so that ultimately you are able to realize financial freedom. And you travel around the world, you know, just to explore and have fun, and you live a better lifestyle in general. And that is what we've been doing with this kind of leaders you are seeing there, celebrating success, enjoying lifestyle in 5-star hotels and all that. And when it comes to income, we believe and agree with Jim Rohn that your income really is directly related to your philosophy, your way of thinking, your perception, but not the economy itself. That's why even when the economy is very tough, whatever the country you are, I know we have people from different countries here, we still have people who are thriving big time, right, in those economies because of their philosophies. And so today we want to make sure that we align our philosophies to that which will empower us to increase our incomes and live the lives that we dream of. Now, this is where we depart from many other businesses out there. That in our business, we say that your health is your greatest wealth. We don't want you to generate all the income and you take all of it to India, to 5-star hospitals. We want you to enjoy your wealth, and even at old age, you are not ailing. You are excited to do things that you are doing when you were young. And World Health Organization recommends this wellness triangle. A triangle you can use, and if you follow it to the latter, then your health is likely to be perfect even at old age. Look at this. At the bottom, we are supposed to do exercise and manage our weight. Then we take whole grains. The bigger portion is whole grains and refined grains. And then going up, we have fruits and vegetables, 5 to 9 different colored fruits to boost your immunity. Reduce on protein. If you are to eat meat, red meat, then 20 grams a day. In Africa, I don't know about the other countries and continents, there is the saying of 1 man, 1 kg of meat. Now, that is going to poison your joints. And you start complaining of arthritis and these other issues, gout and all that. And then at the top, we have fats and sugars. Reduce or do away with them. Only 2 teaspoons of sugar if you must take sugar, very little fats if you cannot boil food. But now, will you agree with me, ladies and gentlemen, that instead of doing it the way I've just shown you, the wellness triangle, people have inverted the triangle so that they are doing the opposite. What they should take less of, they take most. What they should take least of, they take, or where they should take a lot, they take very little. And what is the repercussion? Because everything has a repercussion. Nothing is accidental. You become what you eat. You eat junk, you become junk, period. Now, the effect of that, and this has been so as predicted by World Health Organization since 2020, that out of every 4 deaths, 3 will be as a result of chronic diseases. You're talking of heart disease, like of pressure, cancer, diabetes, stroke, arthritis, chronic respiratory disease, obesity, so many of them. But then it's time to reverse the trend. And the Superstars thing, we are super excited to announce this, that we partner with a very incredible company called Neolife International. Neolife simply means new life. You want to change your life into a better life. And the Neolife provides us with high quality products. Remember, the meeting is about how you can build financial freedom, or you can expand your financial success. But then you must be dealing with something that is solving problems for people. And those are the kind of products that Neolife International provides us with. McHugh, the company, has been there for the last 65 years. From 1958 in US to date, those are over 65 years. And it has spread in over 57 countries. Why is it so? While many companies collapse within their first few years of establishment, because of our core values. Number 1, honesty and integrity. What we tell you is what there is. Then people are number 1. We value people more than anything else. We are just concerned about the welfare of other people, their health, their wealth, their lifestyle. And then products that work. And on the right-hand side, you can see these scientists and doctors, top scientists in the world, likes of the late Dr. Arthur Fast, who founded cancer chemotherapy. These are the guys who do research in these products to make sure that they are natural, no chemicals, and they are based, they are researched thoroughly on. So they are backed by rigorous research, scientific research. So whatever they come up with will definitely do what we told you they would do. No wonder the company guarantees you that if a product doesn't work, then you can return and you get refund for the money. And for 65 years from when the company was started by this gentleman, Jerry Bransfield, no one has returned the products. The number 4 value is equal opportunity for all. whether you are a professor or you've not gone to university, whether you are 81 years of age or just 18 years, as long as you are 18 years and above, and you have a dream you want to accomplish, then you are most welcome. Finally, long-range vision. What we are doing is something that will benefit the generations to come after you. I'm excited that the gentleman who will be speaking to us after this will demonstrate that longevity of our business. He has been there for some few decades, and therefore there is that long-range vision. Now, this is how we are able to turn the triangle, which was upside down, to be the right side up. The company provides us with all these products. Where we were supposed to take whole grains and we are not able, then we have tree and N, whole grains of soya, rice, wheat, so that we feed ourselves with that with the grains. And then for fruits and vegetables, we fill in that dietary gap with carotenoid complex. It's amazing that in only 20 days of taking this carotenoid complex, the immunity of your body will go up by 37%. Then we have omega-3 salmon plus to clear cholesterol in your body, give your body the right oils, and many other purposes like removing inflammations in your body and all that. Then multi for many minerals and vitamins to balance the minerals in your body and vitamins. So now the 4 of them are put together in this sachet, and then you are given 30 such sachets in this box called Provitality. Now you even don't need the 30 days of taking Provitality before you start feeling that terrific feel, that vitality in your body. You're able to do more and you look younger for longer. How many of us in this call would want to look younger for longer? I mean, honestly, everyone would want. Now, when you take that Provitality, the triangle which was upside down now sits in the right side up. And then we can talk of other things like money. But before we go to issues of money, allow me to mention that we have many other categories of products, like the weight management. When I was young, very horizontally blessed people were regarded as rich. Only to realize that the richness also means being rich in diseases. When you are obese, then you are also a candidate of many other chronic diseases like of diabetes and others, pressure and others. So we have Neolife Tea, Neolife Shake and others to cut off unwanted weight. You can see this gentleman here, very gloomy here, not excited about life, wondering where he's headed. But look at the same gentleman here, very proud of his masculinity and that feel of I'm healthy, and that's what we all want. Then we have other categories like herbal alternatives for fine-tuning our hormones. For men, you use masculine herbal so that you don't get prostate cancer and you don't have these other shameful challenges that men go through. Then ladies, you have feminine herbal to fine-tune your hormones. Some ladies are not able to give birth to children because of hormonal imbalance. Others have got tough times during menses and many other challenges. Feminine-related cancers, like breast cancer, cervical cancer, and others. And while we are on that, allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to say this, that prevention is better than cure. Many people are fond of regretting, I wish I did. Instead of regretting, I wish I prevented. Why not prevent now and later you thank yourself, right? Then we have another category here called home care, golden home care, organic cleaning detergents. You don't want to bathe with chemicals, wash clothes with chemicals. These chemicals finally find themselves in our body through your skin or through consumption, because you cleaned utensils with chemicals and therefore you consumed those chemicals, the residues. But these are organic and they are more economical. That's the other important thing to consider. Why go buying expensive, harsh chemicals out there when you could use these cheap, organic, natural, cleaning detergents. Then we have organic skincare, age-defying. Put on your skin organic stuff. Your skin is the largest organ. If you remember the biology you did in school, and you look younger for longer. For our children, we have great nutritional products to boost their immunity and to make sure that they don't have issues later in their life. And finally, we have the most popular product called Farm Care or Super Grow. This is an organic booster, crop booster. It will boost your ions 3 times. Yet it's the most economical one. 1 liter of Super Grow, you put water 1,000 liters. Very economical. No single farmer has ever used this Super Grow and never realized the promised results. In any case, you are using organic, organically farmed foods. So let's share this word with the world. Let's tell the world and let's save the world together. So I've just shown you categories, but you can see from this line that we have so many other products, extremely many products, over 100 different products. But once you've joined us, we usually have sessions to train you on all these products so that you are well informed. But right about now, allow me to go to the next session. This is what made me to be part of this opportunity. And the Superstars team, we are very keen on this, financial and lifestyle success. We have a belief that everyone who joins Superstars team, in 2 to 5 years, be very realistic, in 2 to 5 years, you must be financially free and you must be enjoying exotic lifestyle. Some are very fast that within 2 years or less, they are able to achieve this. Others are not as fast. But then finally, our end goal is for all of us to achieve financial and lifestyle success. So what are your dreams? Do you dream of having some, sufficient cash so that instead of the cash getting finished before the month is finished, then it's the month that is getting finished fast and you still have your money spilling over to the next month? That's a dream. Do you want to drive a good machine? When I came in without any car, but now today, thanks to the opportunity, I'm driving a machine, that latest shape of Land Cruiser. So all your dreams are valid. Do you want to travel around the world? You are welcome. My wife, Pierrot, and I, we are now in our 4th passport, and we never pay anything. These are travel incentives by the companies I'll be showing you. Next year, I will be telling you we'll be in Mauritius. So you are joining us at the right time. Do you want to have your own home, beautiful home? I know ladies are fascinated by this, and it's everyone who wants this kind of lifestyle. So you are most welcome. And let me show you how this happens. Because as guided by Robert Kiyosaki with his cash flow quadrant, you will either be in one of these 4 quadrants. You are either an employee, just depending on your employer. You have no say. The farthest you go is going on strike, but nothing much comes after that. I remember when I was teaching the university, we were #1 in ranking of who strikes most and who are very good in singing those strike songs. Solidarity forever, but nothing much was happening. So as an employee, you are at the mercy of your employer. Then we have SE, self-employed. This starts small business. It's a business that can never operate without you being there. So the business owns you instead of you owning the business. Then on the right-hand side, where we all want to be, we have big business builders and investors. These are people who don't have to be there for the business to work. They work with systems. They set a system that will keep on generating income month in, month out. And I'm so excited to say this, that 13 years ago, that is the concept I was shown, and that's what I am showing you right now. How you work with the system so that even when you are not there, the business will keep on growing. And then you become an investor. Investors don't work for money. Money works for them. There is multiplying effect. for their money. So how do you move on from the left-hand side to the right-hand side? We tell you, you can do that by partnering with Superstars team and using Neolife's high-quality products so that you are becoming an instant entrepreneur. What that means, the word instant, is that you are inheriting all what has been done by Superstars team and the Neolife International. You don't have to start from scratch. As a matter of fact, you don't have to think of importing any products from out there from US. They're already important for you. You don't have to think of warehousing, it's done for you, and so on and so forth. So when you join us, you start earning extra income or additional income, and then residual income. Residual income is money you earn even when you are not working, just because simply you worked smartly in the past. Like planting a tree, a fruit tree, but you'll be eating the fruits every season that we have fruits. Then you become your own boss with the time, not immediately, with the time, after you built your business to some levels. Then there is not much risk, because if it's like storage, it's not your business. I mean, I dare say this, that even when some products go on expiry, then you're not the one to incur that huge risk. The company insulates us from that. So, not much risk. In any case, your capital comes back immediately, as I will show you in the next slide. Then you are given a website and a back office, digital platforms to build your business, so that even when you are on the move, you can do your business. Lots of cash incentives, travel, and bonuses. Then you will be part of transformative community. It feels nice to be in a team where we are only thinking of growth and possibilities, not challenges and problems. And that is who Superstars team are. And then you are on a mission to end the trend of poor health and financial stress. Isn't it a blessing to be in such a team? So this is how it works. Number one, we tell you, be directly connected to the company with a very little cash. Registration is very little, around $100 and you are all in. Remember, you're directly connected. In Kenya shillings, 10,000 Kenya shillings, you're directly connected to the company. So no middlemen. Those who have been in business, you understand we have advertisers, wholesalers, retailers, distributors in between, and it is you to pay them. But here they are not there. So all the money that would be wasted in paying these people, you and the company benefit. So what do you get? You get a full kit. Now, this kit comprises of an international license. I told you we are in 57 countries, literature materials to explain the business more and the product. Then you get your own website. It would be so costly to get one. Then you get Provitality, which is 4 products combined. The ones we talked about, these ones, Trianen, Carotenoid Complex, Omega-3 Salmon Plus, and Multi. For a whole month, you would have bought that at $70, but now you are getting it as part of the $100 that you paid. So you can see your money is coming back. And of course, I've put 36 PVs here, point value system, because now we'll be talking of points. It's a way of standardizing the currency, because we are in over 57 countries, yet all these countries have got their different currencies. But at the end of the month, those points will be paid back to you as money. And the delivery is free anywhere in the country. So now, what's your work? What are the basic success habits that you'll be doing? Now, the first one is using the products. Instead of using the chemicals out there, use these organic ones. Be your own, best customer. Then number 2, of course, when you buy for your own use, you get points. Every product is assigned points. Underline that. But number 2, share the products. Even if you're in perfect health, you don't want to see a friend ailing from arthritis and all that. When you are enjoying your energy because you're using Neolife Tea and Provitality, you also want to share the good news with other friends. So you are sharing their products and you get points and profits. Profits because you are being given 25% discount when you're buying the products. And then you share the opportunity. This is the big one if you want residual income. Simacheche, please stop drawing my screen. So you get more points when you share the opportunity with others. Sharing opportunity simply means you tell them, hey, there's an opportunity here to earn extra income. And when you invite them to meetings like this, we present to them, and then they will be part of your business, as I'll be demonstrating in the next slide. And finally, we train you. We've been giving you high quality training to equip you with the right skills that you need as an entrepreneur and to gain personal development. Because we say success is not something that you go for, that you work for. It is something you attract by becoming, someone of higher value. So we will be giving you that training. So we tell you, come as you are, and then we will help you to grow. Now, this is the model I want to use to illustrate how you build your business and start earning some very significant residual income. 3 months to director. Now, the first thing is, it all starts with you. We've given you the opportunity, but it is you to accept it and be willing to transform your life. It starts with hunger for success. Otherwise, without you getting started, nothing will ever change. So you are there, you've joined, you've bought a few products that you need in your house and for some friends, your family, and you get to 500 points. Remember, every product has points. Now, 500 points, you are called a manager, and you start earning 2,500 Kenya shillings. I'll put it in US dollars also there for those who are not in Kenya. That's a good beginning. I mean, you don't have to start with the millions. You only need to start somewhere to get that evidence that your business is valid, it's paying. Then now you can accelerate. Share the opportunity with 3 people, Mary, Peter, Joe, who are dreamers like you. And when they join and they view their business to manager, then you have a total of more than 1,000 points. With 1,000 points plus, then you are called a senior manager, earning in excess of 5,000 5,000 Kenya shillings, 50 US dollars plus. And as they grow and you bring other people, your points are also growing. I believe by now we have gotten the flow. And when you have 2,000 points plus, you're called an executive manager, earning 25,000 Kenya shillings plus, or 2,500 US dollars. And in this score, we have all these people. Then now by the 3rd month, 2nd or 3rd month, depending on your speed, you've helped Mary, Joe, and Peter to become senior managers like you. Others are executive managers, others are managers. So cumulatively, you have in that month in excess of 4,000 points. 4,000 points, you are called a director, earning an average of 80,000 Kenya shillings per month. Now, think of it this way. You are still working where you've been working, but your spare time, the free time you have, you are building this business. So you are getting what you've been getting out there, but on part-time basis, you're earning an average of 800 US dollars. That's 80,000. Surely, I mean, that's something that will change your life. But now to show you in general, the lander, what happens is that when you get started here as distributor and you build it all the way to director, now it's a question of helping one person to become a director like you. And you are called a software director, earning in excess of 1,000 US dollars. That is over 100,000 Kenya shillings. Then 3 directors in your team. You are a Ruby director earning over 200,000 Kenya shillings. And with 6 directors, you are called a president team member. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, Pieros and I started down here. And in 2 years, 11 months, we were president team members. True to it, our bonus then was in excess of 7,000 US dollars in 30 days. So what we are sharing with you, friends, is something that so many of us have done, some for some few years, others for some decades. And what one man can do, any other can also do. And before I invite our guest speaker to close the meeting for us, you'll allow me to show us some of the lifestyle that we are talking about. And even before then, look at this. I love sharing this with people because many times I meet with people and they ask me whether I started down there. And this is me. When I was still an employee paying rent, I didn't have a house. I wasn't driving myself. I had nothing literally. But look at this after saying enough is enough. This is my second home. This is the leadership of Land Cruiser. All these things are accrued from this business. These are our kids here, schooling in international school, you know, and that is what every parent wants for their kids. This is where my wife was brought up. Look at that house there. And look at the house that we built for my parents in Oloo. I mean, it's good to have money. Money is not a source of all evil, as some people misinterpret. It is love of it. But if you can have money and you let it be under your feet, then you are blessed. And you're joining the best team. Look at that. That's the founder giving us the recognition for being #1 president team members in, you know, in that category. That is you. Then lifestyle and travel. Those are our directors enjoying themselves in 5-star hotels. When you become an executive manager or director, we treat you in 5-star hotels, right? And then we take you to Windsor. When you become a Sapphire director, Ruby director, we take you to Santon Sand in Johannesburg, South Africa for Ruby orientation. That's 2012, we were in Zambia, Victoria Falls, seeing one of the 7 wonders of the world. Then Grand Hyatt in 2013 in Dubai. You know, you don't want to go back to your creator before you enjoy life in Dubai. You know, then we went to climb to the top of the tallest building in the world, Burj Khalifa. Pieros and I have been at the top of this tallest building in the world. You know, with the founder there, the CEO, Kendra, having fun. Then we went to Obai. It's an island in Indian Ocean. This is what we call lifestyle. I mean, the company gives you these incentives, travel incentives. If you are married with your spouse, look at those superstar team members there enjoying life in Cape Town. Then we went to Ferrari World, getting into that roller coaster that accelerates at you know, lightning speed. Then Yas Water World, having fun in these pipes with water, you know. Then seeing the biggest mosque in the world down there. So these things are waiting for you. Being treated in a 7-star hotel, Emirates Palace. Then we went to Mauritius, young and old. We went to Mexico, Los Cabos, 2018. All these are president team members from across the world. You know, we were celebrating 60 years of Neo Life existence then, dining with the founder and the wife. You know, that is when you start realizing that you are somebody. You know, then 2019, we went back to Abu Dhabi, even with my own biological father here, likes of Lydia Mosa there, Okesh Florence and others, and so on and so forth. And cash incentives. I mean, who doesn't want this kind of cash incentive where you are paid monthly, but the company occasionally tells you, well done, please have this cup of tea. 615,000. Where I come from, those who know, Kariuki, Kamau, we are not allergic to money. I mean, bring the money and we'll definitely enjoy. And as I wind up, 2024, May will be in Mauritius. There's someone in this call who is saying, yes, Josphat, I'll be there. And you start the business today. We mentor you, we work with you step by step, and you'll be a Sapphire director, and you'll be with us for that free trip, fully paid by the company. Locally, we have international, 5-star hotels, lifestyle, as I've said. And the 9th of September, here in Nairobi, will be at Ole Sereni Mara. The person who invited you will guide you on how you can achieve that so that you are together with us. So after our guest speaker has talked to us, I challenge you, get started. You will never succeed in something you've not started. Only 10,000 Kenya shillings, $100 US, to stand between you and your greatest success. Let it never be. One person will regret that they started this business a year from now, and another will celebrate that they did. Remember, procrastination is the killer of many dreams. Don't allow that to kill yours. May God bless you so much. And at this point, I want to give our guest speaker a chance to share his success story with us. If you give me just a minute to check. Pascal, if you are in the call, please, you can raise your hand. I trace you with ease. Right. Just a second, I trace Pascal. Right. Pascal, are you in the call so that I can trace you and I co-host you to be able to share your success story? All right. Yes. Pascal, please click the raise your hand. It's easier for me to see you that way. I'm excited that Pascal is in the call. This is a gentleman who has literally mentored all of us. Is the reason why this company is in Kenya. His story is just amazing. You can also put your video on, Pascal. It will be easier. Trying to navigate. Oh, yeah, good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So I'm so humbled to introduce to us this gentleman. When I came into the business, I heard of a story and I said, I'm going to do this thing. Yes, I came in as a highly educated character, but I realized that that was education, not wisdom, until I met this gentleman and I gained wisdom that up to now I'm enjoying. So I want to bring Pascal Oloo all the way from South Africa. Pascal, please, you can take it away and share with us your success story. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kariuki. I really appreciate your presentation. It's very, very clear. I think for any guests who are in this meeting, today could be the best decision you've made, or today could be the worst decision you've made by not deciding to join this business. As Dr. Kariuki has said, my name is Pascal Oloo. I am trained as a civil engineer. Betty and I live in South Africa. We've been living in South Africa for the last 28 years, but we've been in the business for 27 years. And the reason why Betty and I started the business is very simple. We wanted to make extra money because when we came to South Africa, I came to study to get a better education. I enrolled in the University of Witwatersrand to do postgraduate in construction management. And when I finished, after spending additional $4,000 and 2 more years doing postgraduate part-time, there was not an increase in my salary. And that really, really frustrated me. So you give me a moment. I want to share some things with you about how this journey has been for us in these 27 years. It's been an incredible journey. And I thank God that we started this business. Initially, our goal was to earn an extra $200. All right. That's Betty and myself. That's my sweetheart. I mean, we've been in the business now for a long time. Let me just, yeah. So that's Betty and myself. Many years before we joined this business. I think that was about 30 years ago. And the reason we joined is very, very simple. We wanted to make extra money. And you see, maybe there's somebody in this presentation who is a guest. And you're saying, I don't have $100. I don't know how to start this business. I will ease your pain. When Betty and I started this, we did not have that $100. We actually borrowed the money from the bank. When we saw this business, in fact, I didn't see the business. Betty is the one who went for the presentation. She came back and she explained to me that I think this is something we can do. And the only thing that attracted Betty to the business is the presenter in that, the person who presented the business had very similar circumstances to our situation. because they had a chronically ill child. We also had a chronically ill child. Felix has got sickle cell, and he was going through a very tough challenge for us. Every 2 months, every month, he would spend a week or 10 days in hospital because of the sickle cell crisis. So when Betty came back from the meeting, she told me, I think that's a business you can do. I don't know the details. So I asked her, how much do you need to start this business? She told me 425 Rand. At that time, it was about $40. So I said, let's try. We don't know if it would succeed. If it can work, then it's good for us. If it fails, at least we tried. So I wrote a check and called my bank manager and told my bank manager, look, I'm starting a business and I've written a check, please honor it. The bank manager almost collapsed. I could hear silence on the other side of the phone. And I told him, look, it's only 425 Rand. And then he burst out laughing and said, what kind of business do you start with 400 Rand? For me, that was the beginning of our business. I was very excited about the business. I remember when we started, I spent 3 days writing names of people I knew. I would wake up Betty at 3 o'clock in the morning and tell her, I've remembered so and so. I couldn't sleep for 3 nights because the whole business made complete sense to my mind. And that is what grabbed me. That is what gripped my mind. And our first checks was $3. Okay, you might tell me, Pascal, $3 is not a very attractive thing. But after 7 months of hard work, our income reached $1,000. That to me is what really changed my mind. That's our family now, the blessings from God and the fruits. That is our whole family, our 4 boys and our daughter-in-law. In fact, let me share a different screen to show you where our family was before we became, our family grew. That's Betty and myself. Our business grew very quickly and we became president's team members. That is in the year 2009. And that is our home in Pretoria. Those are our 4 children. That time they were very young. You can see how young they were. And that is our home in Pretoria. This is where I've been living for the last 28 years. And that's our office. That's where we conduct our business from. If you can go to the archives of the company, you will read our story there. It's a very simple story. A story of a young couple immigrating from Kenya, moving to South Africa, Pascal looking for a future in engineering, but then the Lord brings this business into our path. And we saw it, we grabbed it with both hands, we built our business very, very fast. Within the first 3 years, our business was growing in 6 countries. And so we thank God that we were shown this business, because without this business, I really don't know where I would be. I could predict, because I saw from some of my colleagues who are engineers, most of them have high blood pressure. Most of them have had heart attack. In fact, my boss, when I joined the company where I was working from, he had just come back from a heart surgery. That is the nature of engineering. Very stressful. And the other thing I did not want to happen to me is for me to be an absent father, because in engineering, you go where your employer has found a project. I remember the last job I had, I was posted to work 425 kilometers from Pretoria. I would wake up on Monday morning at 5, get on the road, get to work at 8:30, driving 425 kilometers. On Friday at 3 o'clock, I'll be on the road again to drive back to Pretoria. By the time I would get back 8:30, I would spend on Saturday trying to recover my strength. By Sunday evening, I'm on the road again. I did that for 6 months, and the 27th September 1999, I fired my boss, because I did not want one day to come home and my children asking Betty, Mommy, who is this Uncle Daddy? This may sound like a joke, but gentlemen, I did not want to be an absent father. I didn't want my children not to know who I was. And God has blessed us that all our children children have seen mommy and daddy building a business from their house. They've seen mommy and daddy building a career, building an international business, going through challenges, having incredible income in their life. So if you're a guest, you know, this picture, we took it in 1997. We started in 96, and by 97, Betty and I qualified to go to San Francisco because our business was growing so fast. And that is Jerry Brasfield, 27 years ago. I mean, he looked much, in fact, the difference between him now and then is quite little. He's the same Jerry Brasfield. Because of the products, he looks practically the same. That is myself and Betty and Judy Njeru. I think some of you know Judy Njeru, one of our president's team members in Kenya, and Paul in Muinde. And Diana Ramirez is from Mexico, one of the top distributors in the world. Myself and Dr. Arthur Fast. Dr. Arthur Fast was the finest scientific minds in the last century. This is a man who would read 20 to 30 journals and books a week. If you'd go to his office, you'd see a pile of books and journals, which he would read every single one of them. And I would suggest to you to go into the internet and Google Dr. Arthur Fast. He's an incredible scientist of the last century. That is the person who started the Scientific Advisory Board. What is our dream? What is our goal with Betty? That is a map of Africa. The population of this continent is 1.1 billion people. 60% of these people on this continent are under the age of 35. We are only in 14 countries in Africa. So we still have all the other countries to take this business. Our dream with Betty is to have at least 1 million distributors in our team. Why is that? Because every single person on this continent is looking for a better life. Every single person in this continent is looking for good health. Every single person in this continent is looking for a better life than had before. But unless you have a vision, unless you have a dream, nothing will happen. Betty and I are in this business to change the lives of the people we meet every single day. And it starts with one person at a time, one soul at a time, one homestead at a time, one city at a time, one country at a time, and the whole continent. We want to change the trajectory of our continent, which for many years has been called the dark continent. If you're a distributor, I've got a few things I want to share with you. Number one, have a vision, have a dream, have something that when you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, you know why you have woken up, because the dream is so disturbing to you that you can't fall back to sleep. Because a dream is something that you do on the outside, but a vision will haunt you, a vision will disturb you, a vision will make you do things that you've never thought you could do before. That is what a vision does. A vision is something written in your heart and your mind by God, nobody else. And nobody can take it away from you unless you're careless about it. The other thing I want to tell you is, whether you become a failure, whether you become a success, whether you achieve a small dream, whether you achieve a big dream, the price you pay is exactly the same, and that is your lifespan. The question is, what is going to be written on your tombstone? What are people going to say about the person who is buried under those 6 feet deep on that tombstone? What are they going to say about you? Are you going to give excuses and say you never had a chance? Because if you do, this presentation is testimony that you're not telling the truth. I cannot tell you what this business has done for Betty and myself, and a lot of the people that will come across this African continent. The best is yet to come. If you're a distributor, I would like you to forget about your sponsor. Lest you misunderstand what I mean, let me explain. Betty and I, our business changed when we said, if it's to be, it's up to us. A month after I joined this business, I started practicing how to do presentation. I remember my first presentation, I asked Betty to be my guest. I took an old calendar, I turned the back because it is blank, and I drew the circles that you saw Dr. Kariuki drawing. And I said, this circles represents you. And then I joined these circles with a straight line. Those straight lines is teamwork. I did the presentation. After I finished, Betty told me, you know, if are you a guest, I would not join your business. I didn't understand what you said. So anyway, but I kept doing presentation. I kept practicing. After 2 months, we were going to do a presentation in Swaziland. Now it's called Eswatini. And we left Pretoria at 6 in the morning. We drove until the border between South Africa and Swaziland. Then my sponsor, who was supposed to come and do the meeting, called and said, Pascal, I am not coming, do the meeting yourself. Between the border and the capital city, Mbabane, is about 15 kilometers. That was the longest ride I had ever taken, because I didn't know, what am I going to tell these people? I have never done this presentation. We went to the hotel. There were about 40 people in that hotel. One of my downlines, who was 1 week, we joined the business 1 week earlier than them, went on stage and said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome a very successful business person from Pretoria, Pascal. I did the presentation. 10 people joined that day in the business. Then I realized if I wanted to succeed, I have to take complete and utter responsibility for the growth of my business. Never did my sponsor did presentations for me again. If I wanted to speak to somebody, I went and did it myself. Betty and I started reading about Betty became an expert in packing the children on a Friday evening. We'd spend the whole weekend either going to Swaziland, Lesotho, or Botswana, or out of town. We'd come back on Sunday evening. We were driving 6,000 or 7,000 kilometers every month, because we realized if we don't do this, nobody will do it for us. I was never going to use my sponsor as an excuse for not becoming successful. So if you are a distributor, do not use your sponsor as an excuse. Give them a call and tell them, if it's Dr. Kariuki who's your sponsor, tell them, Dr. Kariuki, I really appreciate you introducing me to this business. From now on, I will not use it as an excuse for not becoming successful. I'll do everything possible to become successful. If I need help, I'm going to call you. If you do that, ladies and gentlemen, this time next year, you'll be at least a World Team member. And that is a challenge I'm leaving with you. The challenge of not giving excuses, the challenge of disciplining yourself and reading every single day good books, the challenge of learning a new thing every day, the challenge of talking to 2 to 3 people every day to show them this business, because this business is incredible. I can't begin. You see, the fact that you spent $100 to start the business doesn't make this business small. Let me give you a little insight on what this business is, if you think this business is small. If you're in Kenya, go to Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani. If you're in South Africa, go to Johannesburg Sports Stadium. If you sit in that stadium, if you take a drop of rain that drops in that stadium, just a drop of rain, and I ask you, how many minutes do you think it will take for that stadium to be filled with water if one drop drops every second? Just one drop. I am sure most people would say 3, 4, 5 days or 6 weeks. I was shocked to learn it takes 45 minutes. It takes 45 minutes for the stadium to be filled. What am I talking about? I am talking about the power of leverage, the power of duplication, the power of multiplication. And that's the principle we use in our business. Talk to people. Some will say yes, some will say no. And always remember, every no is the pathway to getting a yes. If you're not getting any no's, you're not serious about this business. If you collect 20 no's every week, trust me, in a year's time, you'll be a world team member. Just go out to collect no's. Don't worry about the yeses, because our business follows what we call the law of averages. Always. Just go out to get no's, because hidden under those no's are the yeses, the people who are looking for this business to become successful. To close, this business has been very good. God has been very good to us. About 9 or 10 years ago, sickle cell does not have a cure. And the cures at the moment is bone marrow transplant. So we put ourselves on the universal database to find out if there was a person who could be 100% match to donate bone marrow to Felix for the cure of sickle cell. By God's grace, we found a donor in the US who was a perfect 100% match with Felix. It is a very expensive exercise. For the search, and then for the harvesting of the bone marrow to bring it to Pretoria for the surgery. Our medical aid paid for the process, but we paid for the bone marrow to be harvested from the US. It was harvested on a Monday afternoon. By Wednesday morning, it was in Pretoria. The same Wednesday afternoon, Felix had his bone marrow transplant. That would never have been possible if we were not in this business. The thing I'm alluding to is this business, once you become successful, it gives you one thing called the power of choice. There are some things that you cannot choose if you don't have money. Ladies and gentlemen, take making money a serious business, because if you stop hustling to get money, laziness arises, you start becoming undisciplined, you start becoming hopeless, because you are losing the quest to be financially independent. And there's no better vehicle in the world than this business. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. God bless you, and good night.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Pascal. That is not only a challenging success story, but also very emotional. We've been able to connect with you. And I can only say, whoever is in this call, if you don't grab this opportunity and run with it and achieve all your dreams, then don't blame even God himself. Blame yourself. That God has brought the opportunity, Pascal, ourselves, to talk to you today, just to make sure that you change your life for good. I can only say this, that right now, don't ask many questions. If you care completely about your future, turn to the person who invited you. Give them a call if you're not together physically, and ask them only one question. How do I get started? Just that one question. How do I get started now? There is the PayBill number or any other mode of payment that will guide you. Get started and live to tell a story that your journey started on 15th of July 2023, when you said enough is enough and you grabbed the opportunity. As Jim Rohn says, there are only two pains and you don't want to suffer from one of them. The pains are the pain of regret and the pain of sacrifice. Would you mind sacrificing your very little cash, and you're not even sacrificing because it's coming back to you, and you build the future of your desire? Or will you wait and you have the pain of regret? May God bless you so much as you join the Superstars team. We are together to support you, to walk with you. Let's enjoy life together. Life is too short for you just to go through struggling throughout your life. Time comes when you say, I'm going to take full charge of my life. And that time is now. Looking forward to seeing you in the beaches of the world. You'll be there to be met. I know we'll be meeting in Mauritius and other lifestyle events. May God bless you abundantly. Thank you for sparing time to be with us here. Now you are fully equipped. The question is, what do you do with the knowledge you've gained today? God bless you and see you in the beaches of the world. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you, Pascal, for that great session. And God
Thanks,
bless.
Josphat, for inviting us.
Most welcome.